Oh, goodness. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm working a quick split shift today. And I just want to thank all of us small YouTubers that have been coming out, and also some of the bigger YouTubers that are coming out in support of Peter Monn and coming out in support of anti-bullying. And I just wanted to say a few things. I wanted to touch a little bit of base on something. I did see some of the video that John Kuckian made. No, I did not see it on his YouTube. I did end up finding it somewhere, and I watched some of it, and I could not watch the whole thing, and I did not want to watch the whole thing. But I did not find it on John Kuckian's site, no. I did hear that there was a link to it on his Twitter, but I'm not going to his Twitter because I would say a few choice things that are not nice. And I don't mean swearing. I mean, you can tell somebody off in a way without using foul language and still get your point across. You don't have to be a bully to get your point across to somebody. You don't have to, and anyway, he would block me, and it would just be a complete waste of my time and energy and effort. But I just wanted to touch base on this one subject that is very bothersome. And ooh, forgive my hair, people. Holy shit, it looks like nobody cares. I'm gonna get in the shower before I go back to work. Stop it, Faith. But in this video that John Kuckian made, he made a statement, and this is the only part of the video that I will say that was in this video, is because he came after Peter's job. He came after Peter in a way that provides for his family and puts food on his table, and that pays his bills and keeps a roof over his head. There's no reason for that. Okay, there's no reason for there's no reason of the whole thing. But there was a statement made that something where Peter Monn should not be, allowed to be with our youth, our children. I want to send this message to all of us, all of yous, and him. He probably won't see it. I don't care. But maybe someone can get this message across. John Kuckian should not be allowed around our youth or our children. And these are the reasons why. John Kuckian, as far as I know, and this is alleged because I'm not sure, and I work a full-time job, more than full-time, and I don't have time to dig up with receipts. I don't do that stuff. But I know a large percent of his subscriber base is youth under the age of 21. That I do know, and I'm 90% sure of it. Don't quote me on it. I don't want to be quoted on something if I'm misunderstood, if I'm wrong. And I'll disclose that. But this is what the reason is. You can't bully people. You can't spread lies about people. You can't be vindictive to people. You're teaching our youth that that's okay. You're supposed to be a role model with this Kuckian courtroom or this, and this and that and everything. You are lying and twisting things. That's what you want to teach our youth, and you think you should be allowed around children? You think you should be allowed around our youth? I don't understand. What makes you think that you are fit to be around our youth? That you lie, you scam, you manipulate, you twist, you bully. Is that what we want to teach our children? No, I don't want to teach my child that. I don't think any child should be taught that. I have 5 kids. 3 of them are in their 20s. 2 of them are in their teens. And let me tell you, there is a huge generation gap. I actually had to revamp my parenting of how I parented my older children to my younger children, and this is why. When my kids in their 20s were growing up, the internet wasn't all that popular. I think, like, their first phone was Cricket, you know, no internet. They didn't have any data and all that stuff. It was just, you got really cool plan if you got unlimited texting. You used to have to worry about who your kids were hanging out with and, you know, maybe what TV shows they were watching or something like that. This generation, you have to, oh my God, the internet just blew up and made things extremely hard on parents. Let me just assure you of that. It made things very difficult to parents. And John Kuckian is a perfect example of that, because not only do you got to now watch what your kids are watching on TV, who they're hanging out with, what they're watching on YouTube. I would never want my kid watching my daughters, my sons, watching John Kuckian. They don't, and I'm thankful for that. My teenagers just ain't into it. It's just, that ain't them. They all into different other things. So, they're more into, like, FaceTiming and Snapchatting each other, you know. So that's really awesome. But anyway, I'm sorry, my thoughts are like scrambled all over the place. I would never want my teenage daughters watching John Kuckian, because I wouldn't want them thinking that this behavior is acceptable at all. I would not want them, you know, thinking that bullying somebody is okay. I would never want them thinking that spreading lies about somebody is okay. And I most certainly would never want them to think that it's okay to personally go after a person and their job and their heart. I would never want that to happen. So, to sit there and tell any of your viewers that someone shouldn't be allowed around our children, you, my friend, are someone I would not want my children around at all. I am 42 years old, and I'm a mother. My oldest is 25, and my youngest is 15. So I've been around the block a few times, and I know a few things here and there, and I've grown and learned with my children, as all parents do. You know, parenting is a learning and growing experience. You're growing and learning right along with your children. And this is not something I would want to have my children susceptible to at all. And I wish there wasn't as many subscribers on John's channel that are youth. I really wish, because our youth's minds aren't formed all that yet, you know. They're still learning. They're learning about society. They're learning from their mistakes. They're learning of how cruel the world can be and how good the world can be. There's good and bad. There's angels and demons, you know, everywhere you go. And as a parent, that's a life lesson that I try to teach my children, is there's good and bad everywhere. Always take the good with the bad and do what you can. But I'm sure Peter has legal representation. I hope he does. If there's a fund to help this man with legal representation, I think all of us, thousands of YouTubers, would be more than happy to help Peter in any way. And I just want to assure Peter Monn that he does not have to rectify or defend himself at all. We know who this is. We know that Peter Monn is a good man, and we know that John Kuckian is just an outright liar. So Peter doesn't need to defend himself at all. He doesn't need to go on his channel and try to defend himself. There's no need for that. What he needs to do is hit John where it hurts. And I don't mean physically. It might not be a bad idea. Totally kidding. You don't have to physically hurt anybody to hit him where it hurts. He needs to make him pay by getting that channel taken down, by getting him to pay financially for what he has said to him, what was said about him, what he has done to him, and maybe what he's done to everybody else, because Peter Monn is not the only one he's bullied, but Peter Monn is the one that he's bullied the hardest. And I think it's because you know, he can't do that shit to, like, Jeffree Star. Oh, no. And Peter, I just want to show you just one thing. He says that Peter was obsessed with him for a year. Dude. John Kuckian is obsessed with Jeffree Star. Do you see how many videos he makes of him? I mean, always Jeffree, 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 Jeffree. And he took the lipstick shade and named it after Jeffree. So if he wants to call anybody obsessed, please go into your bathroom immediately and take a look in the mirror, because that's you. Okay? But I just want to put this out there that we are strong, we are united, we are here for Peter. And we are here not only for Peter, but we are here for everybody that has ever been bullied by this man. And I'm so glad that there's a movement that is getting started. And I'm seeing so many videos of people that are angry and hurt and upset for Peter. That are hurt and upset that John has gotten this out there and that has put that there. And their hearts, our hearts are with Peter. Our hearts are with anybody that's had to face anything like this. I was bullied as a kid, and it's not fun at all. I spent days crying. I think a lot of us can relate to what it feels like to be bullied, and it's never a pleasant feeling. And I think that's why a lot of us are taking this to heart a lot more than, you know, typical, is because we can feel that pain. Once you have, it's this word that's called empathy and compassion. And I used to think that people were all born with it. It was just a natural thing. And then I learned over time that it's really not. It's something that life and our families and our loved ones install in us. Compassion and understanding and love is something that is learned and just grows with us. And some people miss the boat on that. And I think John Kuckian's one of them. He just missed that, you know, Google's aside, little giggles. He missed the love boat. But, thank yous all for watching these videos, for making videos, for saying we won't take it. And I just really don't think John Kuckian should be around children at all. Because I'm a mom, and I most certainly I don't want my daughters and sons around any bullies. I love you all, and let's keep this support going. Let's keep this move going. Let's all help this man. Kisses.